Today's Thursday, September 18th. Sitting on the front steps of the state capital of Hawaii. So let me just show you here real quick a little bit of that. It's a very lovely place to work. I enjoy it. So I'm just taking a few minutes this afternoon to talk to you about, like I said, homeless issues in Honolulu. The City Council this week passed and the governor and the mayor signed 3 bills addressing homeless issues in a way that is unfortunate and disturbing and inhumane, in my opinion. So those 3 bills, Bill 43, Bill 42, Bill 46, were signed by the mayor this week. 2 of them have to do with urinating and defecating in public. One of them is the Waikiki Special District. The other one says island-wide. I haven't the faintest clue why they had to do, but 2 of them makes no sense to me, but there it is. The other one has to do with what's being called sit-lie. It prohibits sitting down, lying down in Waikiki unless you're protesting something, unless you're watching a parade, or unless you're ill and need medical attention. Outside of those, you can't sit or lie on the sidewalk in Waikiki. So if you're homeless and you don't have any place else to go, because Waikiki has showers, they have restrooms during the day, they have shade, that you can go to the beach, there's cheap places to buy food. These are all the reasons why they're homeless in Waikiki. And basically the City Council says, yeah, we don't care about any of those reasons. We're going to send you somewhere else to be dealt with out of sight of tourists spending a week in Honolulu. The problem is they're addressing a problem by criminalizing it rather than actually addressing the problem. So when we talk about defecating and urinating in public, nobody thinks that's good. Nobody says, oh yeah, that's okay, we don't have a problem with that. What they're doing is saying this is a problem. It's a health hazard. It's unsightly. Tourists obviously don't want to see people, squatting in Waikiki. But instead of saying, well, we're going to set aside money to put in more public restrooms that are open 24 hours a day, instead of saying we're going to, find money to staff those restrooms so that they're clean and that sort of thing, they're saying, well, we're going to have one restroom open in all of Waikiki after 10 o'clock, and all the homeless from the area can just sort of make their way to that one restroom. Problem is some people, especially if they're sick or elderly, as a lot of these homeless people are, you may not be able to walk 15 blocks to the one open restroom in Waikiki, in which case, what are you supposed to do? The same with the sit-lie bill. There's a reason people congregate in Waikiki, and because they don't have a place to go. And so rather than funding a Housing First program, which is what they've talked about, and the mayor wants to do it, and I think Housing First is generally a good idea, but they haven't implemented it, and they haven't put the money aside to actually do anything for it. But they say, well, this is part of the Housing First program, is moving these people out of Waikiki without any place really to put them. They're going to sort of create a makeshift camp to house them in the meantime out away from Waikiki in a place that is potentially contaminated and really hot and really dry and is nowhere near anything as far as services or society or anything like that. To me, it's the equivalent of passing an island-wide ban on crossing the street outside of a crosswalk before the city has labeled crosswalks. So you can't cross the street anywhere except where there's a crosswalk, but we haven't actually set up any crosswalks yet, so good luck. To me, it's similar to that, what they're doing with the homeless. So it's really disturbing. I see no end in sight for this. I think the City Council will continue to criminalize homeless behavior, at least in areas where there are people. If you go away where there's no people, then they don't seem to care so much, but then you're just shunning them, which is not a way to address the issue. There was a good podcast, which I will link to, from a couple days ago or last week. A friend of mine and subscriber, Bart Dame, was on with a couple of local journalists talking about this. It's a great 15-20 minutes. You should definitely check it out. Also today, there will be a show on NPR that talks about this homeless issue, and once that's posted, I will link to that as well. So if you live in Honolulu, if you think what they're doing at the City Council is inhumane and disgraceful and awful, then write your council person, write the mayor, and tell them that they need to treat the homeless in a more humane way. It's really important that we do this as a society rather than shun them. Thanks for watching. If you have comments, you can leave them on the YouTube channel or on the blog post that will accompany this on regardingfrost.com. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.